What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is that time again. It's 9 p.m. Your host with the most. It's me, 2-Bit Crypto. Honestly, I'm feeling way better. Yesterday, boys and girls, I was not good. I still can't really hear anything out of this ear, and it's still very much not good, and it's quite sensitive to touch. So I'm not going to touch it. We're going to leave it alone this evening, and we're going to just crack on with the show. But yeah, I feel loads better than I did yesterday. Let me tell you, I was not good yesterday. So I hit the hay straight after, up on it, felt better today. So we're good, all right? We're good. I'm going to be breaking this market down. Who the hell thought there was a 5.5% move coming on BTC? Well, certainly not me. What's even crazier is Near Protocol doing 15%. Oh, Jesus. What's interesting, though, the silver market did absolutely push down. Likewise did copper. So we'll talk about what's going on. What is going on? None of this really makes any sense. We'll get you the latest going on with Iran. That is going to be important because it is absolutely going to shape the market. And I'll give you my personal opinion on what I think the market is going to do. Like I said, I definitely did not call the biggest move we've had in the last about a month. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the last time we kind of did anything like this, we did 6% back on the 28th of February. And then we obviously got the retest down to that lower support level, which we'll touch on in a minute. But yeah, pretty crazy to see this massive move. And like I said, the big question on everyone's mind is why? Why is Bitcoin skyrocketing? And is there more upside or more downside to come? So all of that in tonight's live stream. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel as well. We appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get into it. So TikTok, let me move you to here. There you go. Look, you can see the screen. You can see exactly what's going on with price action. And yeah, we've got it here. So yeah, see, I told you last night they'll pump and manipulate. I mean, that's true. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about. Good on Beebs, Griff's in the building. Welcome in. Viva la Beacon. Tomato Pete's here as well. For's JFR, Selmo, fun in the house. What's going on, Selmo? Good to see you, man. Tim Shea, the man of the moment. Good to see you, man. Welcome in as always. Mark Noby says, glad you're feeling better too, but thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Zach Hudson's in the house. Fat Sonic says, I simply don't see a red March. It would be insane. Well, we'll talk about what does history tell us? What does it look like? I do and can't help but feel that there is some element of a retracement, some element of a pushback. Like I said, we could totally be wrong here, but we'll take a look at the larger time frames because I think that could give us just a slightly different pivot on where we think the market potentially could go, and more importantly, what that could look like. However, short term, 5.5% move here on BTC is a pretty big move indeed. That is, why are you looking at that? What even is that screen you guys are looking at? It's not the screen I'm looking at, bro. What? Man, what? I don't even know where that screen is. What? Anyway, that's the screen you should be looking at. Okay, right, man. Have I just got like a random? Oh, I have. It's got a random window open. All right, cool. There we go. We're sorted. We're sorted. Well, I've tried to short this market twice today, Mark Noby, and I've got wrecked both times. Now, I didn't do big moves, and actually, if I'd have held up pretty well, then I probably would have got this. I went in at 69.1, got liquidated when it went, well, got my stop loss here at 70,000, which is pretty crazy. And I was like, right, okay. Definitely feels like 69,600 was going to be a pretty decent level. They wicked it back to 70,000 again. So yeah, kind of hard to think about, but let's break some down. Let's take a look at it. Let's understand if this is going to move continuously to the upside or not. And I think the best way to start here is the 30-minute chart, because this will give us a bit of an indication as to exactly what's going on. Now, there is one reason and one reason only, and I think it's such a stupid reason, by the way, but it's the only thing I can really put it down to, because none else of it makes any sense. And I know people will say, well, this is it, the bull market's into it, but you got it wrong, like you noob, you absolute noobotron. And that may be the answer, by the way. We may have got it wrong. I feel like that's not the case, but the only reason I think this moved like it did was because of this, which was the ISM coming in. Now, it did actually become lower than the January read, which was 52.6. It came in at 52.4, which was ahead, though, of the forecast. The forecast was 51.4. So actually, the sort of view here was, well, yeah, the US is, in essence, still in expansion. Everyone's kind of then, in my opinion, this is why I think it's a probably naive way of looking at it. My personal opinion is everyone's gone, oh, well, the ISM's pumping. This is what everyone was telling us. This is going to be the absolute push in the market. It's all going to go to the moon. Like, I'm FOMOing this. Like, people are FOMOing at 70,000. And look, if you assume the next all-time high is going to be 150, 160, 170, 200K, whatever, then yeah, fine. Like, that's a great way to FOMO in. And who cares? At 70,000, you're still probably going to be fine. But I think this is such a preemptive sort of idea. And then obviously the market then takes a big old push to the upside. But it's been super volatile as well. again, you look here on the look here on the 30 minutes. So we got this kind of big wick up. I mean, interesting enough, by the way, and obviously I'm not, you know, I'm not professing to be a superstar TA guy because I would have absolutely not been short squeezed twice today. But look at this on the resistance level that we drew. I mean, this has been on the chart now for, God, how long's it been on for? Like a month, maybe? So interesting enough, off the bottom support level. And in fairness, what did we say last night when we were talking? I think they pushed the market down, and absolutely we could see volatility coming in when US opens. What did we get? Well, if you think about it, they pushed the market down. So this was where we were chatting kind of last night. We obviously got the wick up to this downward sloping trend line. We then saw the market correct. So it did. It went from 66,952 and we corrected about 2.5% before the US markets open. It was a bit like, okay, this is exactly what we expected. And then this is why I think this is such a like newbie move, because it can only be the fact that the ISM manufacturing details came in better, right? That's my only opinion, okay? Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better, Earth Prospects. Thanks, man. What's going on, Tib? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Brandon says, temporary smoke screen. Yeah, probably. Someone told earlier that Starmer is allowing Trump to base some of the operations in the UK. Is that true? Yes, it is. Are reliable as a target of Trump's bases? I mean, technically, yeah, they've already fired on Cyprus. 2 missiles was fired at Cyprus. But yeah, essentially Trump is saying that you can now use UK bases. I don't believe, and again, don't quote me on this, I'm not any kind of military expert whatsoever, but I don't believe they would fire rockets at the UK. That would be pretty insane. You're more likely to get bases attacked in like Oman, Cyprus, in Kuwait. Like, yeah, I think that's kind of where it is. But essentially, yes, we're not going to get into the war. So when he said yesterday that planes were in the air, that was a lie. We're not going to get into the war, but we are essentially allowing the US to use our air bases. But we'll talk about Iran in just a minute because there is some interesting developments going on with that may shape the market broadly. Okay, maybe broadly. Hey, everyone, 2-bit, no notification again. Yeah, I have no idea, bro. Honestly, we set the stream up. Notifications should go out. Just make sure it's turned to all. That's all you can do, isn't it, really? But yeah, so anyway, so the market pushed down 2.5%. That's not a surprise. We had some American aircraft shot down last night. Tensions grew. Bombs were dropped in UAE, like malls attacked civilian buildings. I think the Burj Khalifa, got attacked. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like something like that happened. So this was like no surprise. Yeah, so market's pushing down exactly as we kind of predicted. We said, hey, the market's probably going to push down. This is the newbie pump, though. This is the absolute, and by the way, I absolutely 100% believe that we'll see something like this, an M pattern formation again, because this makes no sense. This makes no sense. Based purely on the fact that the ISMs come in favorable, that's about it. And you can kind of tell that because the entire market's moved. So this isn't just FOMO buying into Bitcoin. This isn't just strategic buying of altcoins. This is a big move. Now, there is also something else going on that I want to throw at you guys and see what you think. It's a bit of a hypothesis, but we'll touch on that in just a little bit. So, look, in the short term, Bitcoin's looking good. What does it look like longer term, though? Should we be all FOMOing, into it? Was it QA that shot him down? I saw the video of the, pilot coming onto the beach, which is kind of pretty wild, but yeah. So, should we be FOMOing this to death right now? Well, everyone might tell you that that's been the case, and lots of people are probably going to go, oh, the bull run's here, baby. You missed it. I actually saw a tweet, by the way, from someone that I respect in the space, and it said, all these influencers and KOLs telling you that that it's going lower is the reason you're not going to make any money this cycle. And you're like, bruh, seriously, we've been in a bear market for about 3 months. There's no way the bottom's coming here at 65,000 with everything that's going on. You're kidding me if you think it's going to go there. And people will be looking at this chart now on the weekly going, yep, well, look, what do we say? There's the reversal, baby. It's coming in. Now, what's the golden rule that we talk about here on reversals? You need 2 green candles in order to persist this. And what do you notice here, by the way, that we saw last week? The wick to the upside, hitting the top of this resistance, and then getting absolutely demolished all the way back down again. So, what have we already seen? Well, we've wicked up 70,000, that key support level here. You can see that going across there. We got rejected at 70,000. We're now pushing back down. Now, does it mean they can't wick us higher? Maybe. But right now, it doesn't feel like that's going to be the case. Now, the one to watch out for would be if we come down here. So, weekly time frame, no matter how you look at it, in my personal opinion, is still bearish, aligned to our thesis that we've had going on. So yeah, and we'll talk a bit more about some of the statistics that sort of give us an indication, just in my opinion, as to why we are where we are. Now remember, it isn't financial advice on this channel, it's just my opinions, and I'm open and welcome any of your views You guys might go, but you're absolutely off your head. Like, are you not seeing what I'm seeing? Maybe that's true. I mean, tell me if that's the case, by the way. But yeah, definitely interesting to think about. When you double it down, by the way, the March historically has actually been a reasonably good month, but we've actually seen more red than green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you discount where we are right now. So historically, the greens tend to be big and the reds tend to be big. So, this could align to a pretty interesting month here on March. Like we said yesterday, it would essentially, if it was red, depict 6 straight months of decline in the price, the joint most ever. So it is worth thinking about there. But I think the weekly is a pretty interesting one. Now, you could argue and you could say, well, 2-bit. On the 5-day, the reversal is here. And actually, you could argue and say, yeah, 100%, I think it is. For me, on the 5-day, if we break above this line, then yeah, this could take a little bit more theory to come in. This could definitely be in a world of thinking, well, what does that mean? I mean, obviously, this takes out a little bit more of it's a little bit more of a random chart, because obviously it depends what 5 days you're looking at. This could look very different tomorrow, as an example. So it is worth thinking about as we walk through this. But like I said, the 5-day here, in my opinion, is actually showing us that there potentially is a reversal coming in. So worthwhile watching. Go a little bit nearer. The 2-day on the breakout, arguably, and this is why it's important to a degree. So, the bear market, the bear market's just because bear market's over. BTC 200K next week, 200K next month. Let's send it. I'm down for it. Love that. Love that. You can see here on the 2-day chart, though, this is actually a pretty big breakout. Now, we did get rejected back here on the 28th, wicked back down. This doesn't feel like it's going to do the same, other than the fact, obviously, from the last big move here on the 24th, we did actually get that solid move to the upside. This, for me, is the indicator that, look, this tells me that we did get a little bit of rejection here, and this is kind of where we are pushing down. Now, doesn't mean that we can't wick back up there, doesn't mean that we can't retest it. So, yeah, Curtis is thinking the bottom's in as well. So, interesting. Interesting. I mean, my personal opinion here is we can adapt our strategy if need be. I mean, I totally think this comes back down again. And you got to think, Trump's kind of, he's relying on a 4-week offensive in Iran. If that ends up going longer, Congress starts to get in, everything gets a bit weird, then this could easily come back down rather quickly. Remember, the risk sentiment right now is a pretty interesting one to think about. I think it's a big breakout tonight. Remember, all those Iranians wanting to escape will be buying Bitcoin. Well, I've got actually some statistics to show you that, which is super interesting, actually. We're going to get onto that in just a minute, but you're not that wrong. It feels a little bit like it's the other way, which I think could be one of two things. I think you could be seeing sell pressure coming from Iran, which is super weird. And then I think there could be this element of a macro support through cryptocurrency. We'll touch on it in a minute, right? There's some statistics we can look at, which is kind of pretty interesting. So there we go. All right. So and then we bring us back to the daily, which obviously is a massive breakout, and the 12-hour we've just been talking about. So interesting enough, rejected on the 50-day EMA as we sort of walk through. Doesn't mean we're going to get rejected here on the daily, but yeah, still in terms of where we are for charts, pretty interesting. You do need to break this up a trend line, though. Unless we break this up a line, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, cool. Because, I mean, if we break this, by the way, they could go hunting for this up here at 78,000, which would be pretty fucking wild if you ask me. But, if you put a little bit more, just historical volume here, let's go to, say, the 2-day chart, for example, put a bit more historical volume on here for the VPVR indicator, then what does it tell us? Then they could significantly go hunting here. 78,000, 75,000 could be an interesting wick here. I mean, you've got some pretty big support here around 75,000 coming across there if they wanted to go hunting for that, assuming that, they would. Pretty interesting, all right? So, yeah, it's going to be a big bit of development. Right, let's rattle through a couple of altcoins. Worthwhile just touching on Ethereum. Again, you would argue here just consolidating. As much as it might feel like it's a pump today, it's very much just consolidating. Nice to be back over 2,000. Likewise with Solana. Couple of ones to call out, though, by the way. Near Protocol having an absolute skyrocket of a day. Pretty interesting. Jasmine lagging behind, which is a bit disappointing. Asta, I mean, if you still think that's going to do something, fair play to you. Just in my view, Ondo had a nice move at 3.5%. You got Jupe had a nice move. This was 10%, by the way. Wick down, though. 17 cents still feels like a steal, if you ask me. Canton kind of feels like it's the Zebek, but in my opinion, you might be... Tim, I didn't get a chance to have a look at that one you sent me, but I will. I'm going to have a look at it tonight. I've been feeling like crap all day, and I've got loads of stuff going on with my normal 9 to 5 that I'm having to kind of deal with. But I will definitely look at it tonight, mate. I definitely will. So, interesting here on Canton is actually still, in my opinion, reasonably good. It's on the 20-day EMA right now. Could signal a buy opportunity and may then wick back to the upside. It's still absolutely breaking out from this trend. Just seeing a bit of a push down right now. I don't think that's unusual personally, but hey, Just my opinion. Memes starting to run, so then Bonk and Pepe buys we did the other day, holding up pretty well. What's interesting though, gold starting to continue to the move. People now predicting that gold may break an all-time high, but in my view, it's coming out of here, silver, and it's coming out of copper. Look at silver's wick down here. Skyrocketed on the open. Absolutely went ballistic. Did like 7% on the launch. And then obviously then it's wicked all the way back down. So silver is struggling a little bit. Maybe people are like, nah, I'm going to leave it alone. We're going to go somewhere else. Stock market's held up pretty well today. The big one, oil, spiked 6.5. No surprise. Back above $71 a barrel. Going to keep an eye on this. We'll talk about why in a minute. But definitely keep an eye. Futures look pretty flat on there. Bond market skyrocketed. We said it would. 2.5% to 3% on most of the bonds. And then the general stock market actually had a pretty good day, with the outskirts being AMD, for example. You got a little bit of a pull down on that. Amazon, likewise, Google, the same, obviously. Energy being the bigger concern there. So, you know, stock market held up pretty well, in my opinion. We'll keep an eye on what's going on with BTC. Total market cap, by the way, 2.34 trillion. Again, you could argue, and, you know, as much as people think this is a big breakout, it isn't really. You know, that's a pretty key level for us right now here. It's still ranging. There's nothing wrong. You know, I mean, what is interesting here is you are getting a tighter range on the markets, on the total market cap coming in as well. And then what you got here, by the way, is total market cap, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins, actually means that, broadly speaking, the market wasn't particularly wonderful. All right. So outside of the BTC and ETH, it's a pretty average market, all right? Pretty average market, if you ask me. Toby, can you look at Nearcoin? Yeah, we looked at that, didn't we? So, sorry, I haven't had my thing on here, so I apologize. I've been looking at the charts. Sorry. Casey, yeah, Near's been going crazy, in fairness, which is kind of wild. So I will catch up on the chat, by the way, in TikTok. I apologize, by the way. But good to see Casey. Bomb on Nearcoin today. Hopefully you got it on the dip. Do you know you can trade with new AI? Okay, yeah, ban that person. Yeah, definitely ban that person, Casey, if you can. Why did Solana and BTC spike up today? Well, we're just going to talk about it right now. At the bottom, I mean, man, the bottom would have been bullish. Here, down here at like 96 cents. I mean, we have this on the investment. I mean, I don't want to look at the value of that right now, but virtually a decent pump. Yeah, Silver Bell's hanging on the string. Let's go. So yeah, Near looking pretty bullish, by the way. And yeah, good news. Aerodrome's APR, by the way, spiked to 9.5%, which is also great news. Okay, so let's keep this up. Again, my view, by the way, ISM being the big deal. But let's walk through a couple of key updates, specifically what's going on in Iran, because I think it is worth noting and certainly is worthwhile bringing up to speed. So TikTok, you don't need to see the screen anymore. You need to see my lovely face, which is way too close. There I am. And then I can kind of see what you guys are saying as well. So do let me know, by the way. It's always nice to get people's opinions, thoughts, views as we walk through some of this stuff. It is important, right? Simple war means stock up, buy. I mean, that's probably true. Normally war is, well, geopolitical is definitely buy the dip, normally, which I guess would technically have played out very well. It does, though, however, normally mean that we go down, certainly on risk assets. But anyway, Iran officially has closed the Strait of Hormuz and warns any ship passing through will be set on fire. Roughly 20% of the world's oil supply. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because we went through it last night. Now, they can't officially close it, by the way. Let's just be crystal clear. They can't officially close the Strait of Hormuz. They don't own it. You've got, like, is it Oman that's here or Kuwait or something like that? I can't remember exactly what it is. But they can obviously threaten people that we are going to set them on fire if they come through. So this is definitely going to be the one to watch. Now, this will have a delayed effect, because what this will do is cut oil supplies, specifically China, but, you know, a couple of other countries as well, which means that generally speaking, oil prices are going to spike. It also means, by the way, you ain't getting any rate cuts, just FYI. If you were in any sort of world that you thought there was going to be Federal Reserve rate cuts, you're out of your mind. Not a chance, okay? Let's just be dead clear about that. Where can Ondo reach all-time high? I'd like to think Ondo could be one of those coins that does 2, 3, 4, 5, bucks easily. If it can list every single US Treasury out there and every single ETF market on-chain through Ondo Finance, which they already have 260, then it could be insane, my opinion. But look, this is going to be important, okay? This is definitely going to play out as this kind of goes. And in my opinion, like I said, there's lots of crazy stuff. Bear in mind, the US are reporting they've sunk every single Iranian warship, 11, 0 now apparently left. Probably means that, look, at some point, is it Saudi Arabia that's opposite? Is it really Saudi? I thought it was Oman. Fair enough. Then, look, I'm bringing Google Maps up just because not that I don't believe you, by the way, but I'm just curious. This could actually be a big indicator because it could, it's going to indicate that we definitely get a lot of problems with energy costs, okay? The UAE, it's UAE. Saudi Arabia it's the UAE. Dubai's there. I thought it was Oman. This must be the UAE then. Okay. Yeah, it must be the UAE that's on that side. Fair enough. Fair enough. UAE, bro. Oman's here, is it? I mean, I've got a map here, but it's kind of difficult to see. Oh, yeah, Oman's here. Okay, yeah, so Oman's here. Muscat is like here somewhere. Yeah, it's the UAE then that borders it. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then Saudi Arabia is kind of like the rest of it. Qatar is like up here somewhere. All right, cool. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, so this is going to be one to think about. Right. Now, let's talk a little bit about what the heck is going on with the price of BTC, because I know loads of people are like, tell me what's going on with the price of BTC. Well, look at this. Oh, I closed the fucking window. I hate doing that. Oh, bollocks. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I'm going to bring it up. I can't believe I closed it. I'm such a noob. Oh, come on. Hold on a minute. This is why I should save the things. Oh, I bet I'm not gonna be able to find this now. Oh my god, like, what is going on here? You should not be able to see what I'm looking at right now on this screen. Where is it? Please let me find it. Oh my god. This is like the most annoying thing. Was it these? Maybe it was this. Oh, now, oh, brilliant. Now I've lost connectivity. What's going on? Come on, 2-bit. Sorry, Wayne. Okay. Yeah, I think I've lost this. Oh, that's going to be the most annoying thing in the world. That is the most annoying thing in the world. Okay, I'll have to try and find it. All right. Anyway, let's... Yeah, I've actually lost it. That is the most annoying thing in the world. Okay. Well, let me see if I can try and find this, because I need to. Oh, that's why I've spelled that word wrong. I spelled the word wrong. Hold on, mate. Hold on. Bear with me, kids. I might be able to find it. Okay. I've kind of got this. Have I kind of got this? Not really, actually. Bro. Everyone's like, oh yeah, this show's great, 2-bit. The fact that you're like half prepping it while you're talking to us. Right. Anyway, Iranian exchange Notelix, I think it's called. I actually had the statistics for this that was showing. Hold on a minute. Iran crypto exchange. I bet you didn't even know there was a crypto exchange in Iran. So it's called. Basically, there's been 700. Here we go. Nobitex. Okay, Nobitex is what it's called. Right. Jesus. That's wild. Okay. Okay. What is that? There we go. Right. Jesus, everybody. There we go. All right, cool. Nobitex, right? Nobitex, okay? So this is the Iranian exchange, Iranian cryptocurrency exchange, okay? Nobitex, okay? God, we got there in the end. It's an absolute fucking disaster. Anyway, we are there. So Nobitex, it's not the biggest exchange in the world, as you would expect, but they recorded roughly 3 million more US dollar inflows and outflows since the initiation of the US-Israel strikes, okay? Which is interesting. So this could be, exactly as we've been saying, that it's people like freaking out. People like absolutely buying the dip or selling the dip. What's interesting, if you think about when officially the date went in. So what was the official, I think it's that day actually. So the official attack on, the official date of attack on Iran was February the 28th. So like here. So again, what's interesting is you got a massive spike in on the 25th, which I'm not saying that was a, you know, like, oh, well, we told that they were going to happen and all the rest of it. Thanks, Vern. That's the best one in the world. But what you've got here, look, is the 28th, a massive, over $5 million worth of outflows there from Nobitex the day the US went in, right? It's pretty crazy if you think about it. After US-Israel strikes began on February 28th, observers reported wide internet outages impacting the ability to actively trade or participate in crypto markets in Iran. Major domestic exchanges remained operational but moved into risk containment mode, suspending or batching withdrawals, reducing market depth. Okay, so they just like got rid of it. Now, here's what's interesting though, because
Under direction from the Iranian central bank, several exchanges temporarily halted USD pairing. Okay, the crypto fiat bridge, effectively slowing fiat pricing during peak volatility. Right. So basically, what happened is everyone in Iran tried to sell their cryptocurrency. So I know what you're thinking. Well, how does this kind of play into what we've been talking about right now? So, in my opinion, you had people doing it. If you were in a world where you are desperate to convert your cryptocurrency, right? You're desperate, okay? You have maximum selling pressure coming in. What's going to happen? You're going to dump the price down, which could align to exactly what we saw on the big move down here yesterday, and equally in the big move down where we got on the 28th. Because I bet what happened was we saw the massive wick down. Iran's been attacked. Everyone's like, shit, sell my Bitcoin as quick as I possibly can. And then everyone's going, oh my God, everyone's just dumping this Bitcoin. I bet there's some insane buy orders were grabbed here on this price push up. And then I think the same happened yesterday, this kind of max selling. And then right now it's like, holy crap, like, yeah. So the fact that I think Iran or people in Iran dumped huge amounts of BTC is probably led to the fact that we see this spike today. This whole idea that actually loads of cheap Bitcoin hit the market, which means that people are going to want to run this up, which I believe then will probably bring the market back down again, okay? Because, you know, when you get these kind of Bart Simpson patterns, they generally play out pretty obvious. They push up the market, people dump the market, all comes back down again, okay? Which is interesting. Now, on-chain activity has declined, obviously, but major Iranian exchanges have now announced operational adjustments citing the conflict and instability in international internet connectivity. So basically what they're doing is, right now, Nobitex has suspended Nobitex stated deposits and withdrawals remained available to the extent possible, but warned of delays and reduced market depths. Weex, which is another cryptocurrency exchange, suspended crypto withdrawals. Tether is temporarily suspended. Ramzanex is suspended. Tabdil has shifted crypto withdrawals to twice daily. So you've got this kind of like mass exodus of crypto coming out of Iran at rates that we have never seen before. And everyone except Nobitex is essentially kind of stopping the ability to do it, which is kind of wild if you think about it, right? It's kind of wild if you think about it. Now, flip on its head, if you look at the total value associated with Iran by quarter, you actually see a significantly less amount. So what you can see here is that there was a lot of BSD USD, which I'm not quite sure what that is actually. What the hell is BSD? I feel like a bit of a noob not knowing that answer. But anyway, you've got quite a significant amount of BTC and quite a bit of Ethereum, and then the rest is kind of sit. Interesting enough, lots of USDT. Not as much as we've been before, but look at January 2026. So, you know, whether people believe something was going in. I was going to buy crude oil, but didn't. I think it's going to spike. People think it could go to $100 a barrel, by the way. I mean, it's kind of wild if you think about it. But if we assume that right now you've just got this humongous exodus from Nobitex. Is that what I said it was? God, I keep forgetting the name. Yeah, Nobitex. That I think this could be a reason the market spiked today. And that obviously then means that you get loads of Weex in exchanges and all the rest of it. I mean, I can literally pull up the Nobitex exchange right now, but I don't know what's going to happen. Should we have a look at it? Is it going to do anything? I mean, it's not doing anything in a minute. Here it is, look. But nothing's happening. So it doesn't look like I can get on the Nobitex website. It's broken. You can't get there. Bro, help me out. Oh, no, I think we might be there. I mean, I have no idea what it's going to look like, but it feels like it's on dial-up right now, which is kind of wild. Feels like it's on dial-up. It feels like it's very much on dial-up, actually. They're using BTC for what is be used for honestly selling in time. Well, I think so. I think so, Pat Sonic, as well. It comes up with an error 504, by the way, so you can actually get on there. Yeah, look, they're doing exactly what it is. Their currency's gone to zero, and actually Bitcoin is offering some value. BP oil would be great by now. I mean, just oil in general would be crazy. Barry from Nottingham. What's going on, Barry? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. People are afraid of fiat, but some will go to BTC, some will go to USD cash. Exactly, yeah. I agree. Don't forget, please put your opinions, thoughts, views, comments in the chat. All helps out. If you haven't already, hit the like button as well. We're here every night. Breaking these markets down. Keeping you guys plugged in. If you want more of that, hit the follow button. Also, I just updated my Linktree, by the way, guys. So yeah, Linktree's back. Check it out. I've put it as my link on here. So you can go to the Linktree, you can get my YouTube videos, our Discord, our trading group, everything's there if you guys want to get involved with it. Obviously, from a YouTube perspective, you can get it all in the description. But if you are interested, definitely check it out. It is worth it, in my opinion. And yeah, we're just going to try and get everything dialed up a little bit more on the Linktree side of things. So again, it just makes life a bit easier, doesn't it? So definitely check it out.
have a look at it and get involved. Okay, you'll find all my links to exchanges and all the rest of it over there, which will give you some insane sign-up bonuses and offers. All right, so that kind of gives us an idea of where it is right now. Is it time to buy Ether? I mean, I don't know if buying on a 5% pump is generally a good idea. I would definitely wait for a pullback. As much as people might tell you that it won't, I still just can't believe that it won't. And I don't believe this is the start of the bull market as much as people might tell you it is. Anyway, so we've kind of got to the point now where we have some inkling of understanding, well, it has the market pumped for a specific reason. Oh, maybe, okay, maybe. The other thing to think about, and we've looked at this a number of times, the short liquidations, by the way, 257 million. So not the craziest of amounts, okay, but still significant. It's nearly 2-to-1 ratio versus the longs, which is very unusual based upon our normal standards of liquidations, okay? So it's important to think about. So the question then becomes, can we go higher? Is the move going to continue? Or is there a retracement at some point coming up? BTC is so much better than silver and gold. I like people buy physical silver. I was actually talking to someone today who is one of those very typical people that have just got a lot of savings. They don't do anything with it. They don't invest in anything. We were talking about, like, if you had some money, what would be a good idea? And, you know, the view is, like, if you had, like, 10 grand, you put it in gold. Like, how do you move that gold around? Yeah, gold, whatever. But if you wanted to move house, like, go and try and sell 10 grand's worth of gold. Try and sell $100,000 worth of gold. Like, it's just not that easy. They're going to rip you off. Bitcoin, you're always going to get the market value as long as you're prepared to wait a little bit, all right? I mean, when I say wait a little bit, you're talking like half an hour right here, max. I DC every week into Bitcoin and ETH. One time, it's the strat, mate. It's the strat. Beta Max in the building says, good even 2-bit. Is BT's raising because it's safe haven? I mean, it's never a safe haven, but in my opinion, you've got mass exodus, which dumping the price, people are buying on top of it. I mean, you know, people are always going to FOMOing. You've also got some short squeeze coming in, and then there's a couple of other bits as well, which we'll talk about. So, BTC year-to-date ROI, okay? So this is an important chart to think about as well. This generally tells us what the rule of thumb is, or the general perception over a number of months based on previous years that things happen. So again, what you can generally see here is you've got days of the year at the bottom, so all the way through to 110. It generally tells us that within March, you do generally get a push up in price. So if you think about it, you know, that's kind of where we get play. We get less volatility in March. And historically, even if you look at the data, suggests that, yeah, March tends to be a pretty good month. We've seen more red days than we've seen green days. So again, this is kind of telling us right now that, you know, generally speaking, we do get this uptick here in the month of March. Now, what does normally happen, though, is that we dump on the back of it and then we continue to push down. So, you know, as much as, like we said yesterday, this whole concept and Iran stuff is going to create volatility in the market. Now, I was hoping I was going to show you it. I actually have opened up a trade bot that is trading Aptos right now on Blowfin. I will definitely show you guys tomorrow night as to what that looks like. So, but yeah, so I've opened up a trade bot, which is just going to buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell. And we'll do it as a bit of an experiment. Let's see what it does. We may just give away whatever it makes. If it makes any profit, maybe we do a giveaway or something. That'd be kind of cool. We haven't done one for ages. So, I'll show you that, guys, tomorrow. So make sure you tuned in, because I may even be able to give you guys access to the bot. But, yeah, stick around for that. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. We looked at NEAR earlier. We'll definitely come back and look at it, by the way. Let's just get through the news, and then I'll definitely come back and look at it. But yeah, so watch out. So we may see a bullish March. March could end up being a decent run. Like we say, that liquidity zone at 78,000, maybe somewhere they try and go and get, potentially, all right? We'll have to keep an eye out for it. But yeah, we'll see, okay? Important to think about. Now, Crypto.com here. Crypto.com giving us a view saying, look, a bounce after the first low of the bear market makes sense. So far, everything is right where it should be. The exact time frame expected according to the halving cycle theory, and the price, the first low band of the bear market. Next important low isn't due at least 5 months, and the cycle bottom at earlier 3 months after that. Second low band is at 44.5, and the cycle bottom band is at 28.5. I still don't believe we're going to that area. I've said this a number of times. I don't believe that, you know, 40K is on the charts, but like we said, historically, it does generally line up to what we've seen before, which is a dump in the market. I just don't believe the dump's going to be as aggressive as maybe a lot of people believe. I don't think 30K is on the cards, in my opinion, right? In my opinion. So yeah, we'll see. You can literally go into a shop and sell it for a percentage spot. Well, gold, but you couldn't walk in with $100,000 worth of gold. If you went in somewhere with $100,000 worth of gold, I think you'd find it very difficult to get market value price on that. I think they will definitely, if you did it in London, Jesus Christ, they'll definitely knock something off. I mean, I've never done it, but I just can't imagine that you would be able to get 100% market value if you went in and tried to sell $100,000 worth of gold.
Whereas I think with Bitcoin on digital assets, you certainly, in my opinion, would get a slightly better view. But yeah, I take it Saylor bought BTC today. He did buy BTC today. I don't know how much it was actually. I haven't looked. But anyway, so this kind of gives you another indication, in my opinion, as to why maybe it's going to play down. Now, this aligns to what we talked about at the very start of the stream. ISM manufacturing coming in at 52.4, bigger than expected. It now shows the US is an expansion over the last 2 months. Every major Bitcoin bull market aligned with ISM turning up. All right. You could argue if we continue to go like this, maybe it does. Maybe it does. Correct. You would have to wait for the supply shock. I mean, that's true as well. I agree. The pump wasn't as much, so the drop won't be. I mean, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And we've been saying that for a while now, haven't we? That actually this kind of idea that the market didn't reach its full potential, which you could argue maybe was deliberate, probably means that we don't get as high. Anyway, so business ISM PMI, I still think it's super early to call. I still think you've got to be in a narrative that's like, you wait and see, but yeah, we'll see. Yes, TJ, yeah. I'm still in stablecoin. I bought a little bit of Bonk and a little bit of Pepe about a week ago. But yeah, I'm still starting stablecoin, still waiting for that trade. I still think this market's going to push down. Like, I just feel like it is. And a lot of stuff says that it is going to as well. And, remember, we've done this before. We've seen this move before and we got wicked straight back down. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Scott's Noise, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about gold. Gold's an interesting one. Gold could create the market. The other thing to think about as well, in my opinion, is that gold and the stock market, we haven't really seen a correction in the stock market. Remember, the S&P 500 still rallying. NASDAQ's up a little bit. When we actually see a proper correction in the stock market, which we'll get, that will drive cryptocurrency prices down, I believe. All right, just in my opinion. But let's talk about gold for a second. Now, gold actually rallied again today. You can see here the rolling correlation of BTC versus gold. Pretty interesting chart here. Essentially saying Bitcoin's correlation with gold remains unstable, swinging between strong positive and negative levels as macro narrative shifts. Essentially, people dump into gold and they dump out of Bitcoin. The same can be said for the opposite way. BTC has more probable lower than 60k to come. Yeah, Brit boy, love that. I agree. Everybody thought BTC was going under 50k in the bull run, but never did. So I think we've bottomed now and not going as long as one would think. They're probably, maybe. I mean, people are predicting 25, 30k. I think it's way too extreme personally. But yeah, it was 200 million plus worth of BTC over the last week. Straight strategy bought news came out today. Was it 200 million? Was it? I know they did buy today. I just can't remember what it was. It was only like a 30 million buy or something, wasn't it, last week? Let's see. Sailor. Oh, is it Y? There he is. Monsieur Sailor. What's going on, Connor Price? Good to see you, man. So, strategy did. They acquired, they bought 3,015 Bitcoin for $204 million. 67,700. Wow, Sailor nailed it today. He actually bought so hold on a minute. Let's see how much money he made dead quick. So Sailor bought 3015 at 67,700. So he paid, 204.1 million, right? That's not bad. Remember that number. 3015 times what are we at now? 69,444. 209 million. Holy shit. Sailor made $5.2 million today. I mean, it's still like $1 billion at the wall, but hey, 5.2 million. Not a bad day at the office, right? Not a bad day at the office. Okay, so keep your eye on gold, by the way. Here's what's interesting, though. Central bank gold holdings are now rising yet again. In fact, they are back to nearly levels seen before 2000. And we've been saying this for a while, that the big banks are buying gold like crazy people, okay? Interesting. Very interesting, especially given the kind of narrative that we've got. Why is that? Maybe they think everyone's going to come and freaking buy gold. I don't know, but gold is being bought at record levels by the banks. I expect this to, by the way, to flip at some point once the Clarity Act is passed to say banks are buying huge amounts of Bitcoin. Wouldn't surprise me one bit, actually. Would not surprise me one freaking bit, okay? Pretty well. I front run Sailor. I made $1. Let's go! Crushing it, bro. Love that. We haven't got the data coming through, but the suggestions are right now that there was a significant amount of capital dumped into ETFs. We could probably take a look at BlackRock's wallet, actually. If you had 100k gold, would you really need to sell it all at once? I mean, probably not. I was just highlighting the difference between Bitcoin and gold. You could sell $100,000 worth of Bitcoin relatively straightforwardly. I think gold would be a bit more challenging. But price volatility is less on gold. So it's a trade-off, isn't it? So look, 10 hours ago, so actually BlackRock did dump a little bit. Did they dump a little bit? Hold on a minute. Yeah, yeah, so they did dump a little bit. Look, BlackRock into Coinbase Prime Deposits, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 million. Did they buy some back? So they did. They bought back about 55 million. So maybe they saw net outflows of 50 million. I mean, I would expect some pretty big buys tomorrow, actually. I think net inflows would have been big on ETFs today. My personal opinion, by the way. I mean, I might be wrong, but yeah, Trump just announced the Clarity Act coming soon. I mean, it depends who's announced it. If it's come from the official Donald Trump account, I'll believe it. But so many people post complete nonsense on X. I'm almost getting to the point. I actually questioned myself today. I was just like, why do I even bother with it? Like, why do I even bother with X? I'm thinking of like, it's just not any point. Like, it's just the least engaged platform I have. It literally is full of complete nonsense half the time. I'm just like, do I need to pay 150 quid a month or whatever it is, 150 quid a year for it? Don't know. Maybe. This strategic investor war can't be good for midterms. I mean, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to get. I think it'll depend, right? I think in terms of midterms and the whole Iran thing, my opinion personally is it depends on A, how long it lasts, B, what does it look like, and C, do the people of Iran genuinely want regime change? Because if they do, then great. The other thing to think about, and I think there was a tweet put out by, and I never know if these are even genuine accounts, but they basically said like, America's not safe. Like, US is not safe. Like, if there becomes an increased level of, let's say unprovoked attacks in the US, then yeah, 100% that's not going to be great. But you got to ask yourself a little bit of a question. And again, I'm not making this political one bit. Please don't think I am. What would you rather in war? Would you rather a Republican president or a Democrat president? I'm not saying. All I'm saying is that previous wars of this nature haven't particularly gone that well. You look at like Bush in Iraq. Is it Bush in Iraq? I think it was Bush in Iraq. Anyway, not great. Obama in Afghanistan. You're like, maybe. It'd be a little bit like here, by the way. And I don't want to turn it political, but for example, the Green Party in the UK just got in a seat in Gorton and Denton, and they believe in de-arming the nuclear arsenal that we have, and want to run a world where basically like you can just do drugs and all sorts of crazy shit. So you gotta be careful. But I think that's the way that it'll be worked. But I mean, I think he'll stick to 4 weeks personally. It only will depend if you end up with all this kind of crazy stuff going on elsewhere. That'll be a problem. So we'll see. XRP ain't doing nothing fast. I mean, XRP is not. I mean, it's up at what, 3% right now. So we'll see. So like, I mean, look at this. Just in right now, breaking news. Ish. I mean, it's kind of breaking news, but it is important because it's what we've been talking about right now. Just in, average US gas prices to rise to $3 for the first time since November 2025. These are sort of things that essentially will be bad news for Trump, because that actually totally affects the Stardog. I love it. It totally affects the actual average American, doesn't it? That's the reality. If you're paying more on your fuel, you're going to make more on your energy. Businesses are going to make. I mean, there was a statement made by like the International Business Consortium that said, look, it's going to be a low hire, low fire year. Like don't expect some big moves in jobs this year. It's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, look at this. Just in, 37% of organizations plan to replace early career roles with AI, according to Fortune, which is kind of pretty wild if you think about it. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, Ondo Finance, well, look at this. Tokenization changes everything. Oil, gold, silver, stocks, bonds, ETFs. The most important assets are coming on chain, making access global by default. That's where that's kind of realities. That's where Ondo may absolutely come full send, by the way. They put everything on chain, all commodities on chain, then yeah, you better strap in because it's going to be crazy, Ondo. But hey, we got to get there, haven't we? We got to get there for sure. Good. All right. Glide Myth now on XCN is also going live this month. Could be big. Nice. What's XCN doing? Let's take a look at it. XCN, it's up 3%. So look, holding at this lower range right now. We talked about this the other day, actually, didn't we? So looks like you got another bounce off there. I have no idea what that one is, but I mean, you've kind of got a little bit of a I mean, if you went from the candle body here, which again, you discredit the wick. I mean, that's a pretty interesting pennant right now. Again, you could see a breakout, like 100%. You could see a breakout wick to the 50. You could definitely get that right now. I mean, pretty wild if you think about it. Pretty wild. If you got a breakout Or the breakdown, sorry. I mean, it could break down significantly, but yeah, might be an interesting week if you got this. I've got 100 million, billion, trillion Ondo. Yes, you legend. That's what it's all about. I've been buying oil before the price go up. I bought 3 bottles of crispy and dry this morning. Yes, that's the way to do it. Get that extra virgin olive oil while you can. Mouses, I've stopped looking at XRP. I'm in accumulation phase. Look, bear markets. People get so wound up in bear markets. Just in my opinion, by the way, it's not personalized financial advice. You got to do that yourself. But people get this narrative of like price. Forget the fucking price. Who cares about the price right now? In a bear market, your entire sole job is to accumulate as much as you can in projects and coins that are going to be worth it long term. If you just said Bitcoin as an example, who cares what the price is? Who cares if you buy it 60,000, 65,000, 70,000? If the price eventually goes to 200K, no one cares. What I think people get hung up on a little bit. And in fairness, depending on what happens with this market, I think if we were to wick back down, as I think we will do, and Bitcoin starts to head to around 62, 61, I'm going to probably start to buy some spot bags. I'm still going to want to set that trade up as low as I can possibly get it. But yeah, anything in around 60K, we'll probably start accumulating some of these bags. Altcoins, by the way, I mean, I think you just buy them now because some of them, I mean, look at like Aerodrome, by the way, 35 cents is an absolute steal. Sui, as much as I did think it was coming down to the level, did bounce. But I mean, look at some of these bounce on altcoins. I mean, they're just absolutely nothing burgers right now. I mean, you know, that's struggling to break the channel here on Sui. So, I mean, my personal opinion is this probably comes back down, aligns the broader market. We'll take a look at the futures market in a minute and sort of see what's going on there. But Live Media says, do you want my meme coin? I don't even know what that means. What do you mean? I'm buying gold and silver to then convert to BTC. As in, do you want to send me some of your meme coins? Thoughts on BlockTag? I thought BlockTag was doing pretty well. Am I making that up? I'd seen like some new miners and stuff. I was talking to someone about this on TikTok and they were like, holy shit, like, have you seen this stuff they're building? He's right. I started DCAing again and selling 80% of my BTC that I had 2 months ago. Zach knows what's up. When Altseason? Well, I mean, it's going to be a little bit yet. But it depends. If you define Altseason as the best opportunity to get into coins at a market discount, then you know, maybe. Solana meme coin, do you want to buy? I mean, I can't just be like, oh, yeah, cool. I mean, you can tell me about it. Like, put us in the chat. We'll bring it up on the chat if you want. I'm cool with that. Nia is pumping. Yeah, Mike Bennett. Nia's going crazy. I started to remember when we had hand sanitizer being sold in corner shops for $20 a barrel. Remember Prime? There was a shop in the UK that was selling Prime at like 150 quid a case. The main BlockTag launch. I mean, I've only heard like big stuff about it. Like they've got loads of crazy stuff and like loads of big people are pushing that. So I did a couple of videos on it a while back. They were meant to send me a miner and they never did. But yeah, I mean, it's a massive pre-sale. So they've got some capital behind them, but not super up to speed with what's going on right now. But yeah, I've heard some people talk very good things about it. Guess we'll see March the 4th. March 4th is also another important day. It's when my strikes come off my channel. Hey, let's go. That's good news as well. That's good news as well. Man, Nia, look at the Nia right now. 20%. Holy shit, this thing's going crazy. This thing might hit the 148 at the 100 EMA, which is crazy. Hope XRP doesn't end up being the next Prime. Let's hope not. Yeah, Nia's going absolutely wild right now. I mean, why is Nia pumping like crazy? Anyone know? Oh, Curtis, yeah. I mean, there was people I know that were like, there were like collectors of stuff. Like, it's wild. It's wild if you ask me. But yeah, I mean, I've no idea why Nia Protocol's pumping, by the way. It doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, if you're in it, grats. Nia is going to test the trend line and dump. Yeah, I mean, you've got, excuse me. I mean, it's pretty much there right now, isn't it? I mean, it's on a big old test of the trend line right now on Nia Protocol. You know, maybe it gets rejected here. Rejects down to what? I mean, it's a pretty interesting pattern, isn't it? Cup and handle pattern playing out here on Nia Protocol. You know, there you go. Look. And it comes down, maybe then to blast off with the rest of the market. Generally speaking, cup and handles tend to be reversal patterns, so worth thinking about. I never typically trade it. Nia always looks pretty volatile, in my opinion. Yeah, tomorrow I had a great garage full of toilet paper. Oh, you were one of those, Mouse, were you? You're one of those people. I worked in retail at the time, so it's fine. I was just like, oh yeah, I can get whatever you need, bro. Baby food, got you covered. Zebek. Yeah, I mean, Zebek's thing is, it's still holding with this range. Look, the 0.5 Fibonacci. So, you know what I was saying about a grid trading bot? This is exactly what I mean. I mean, you could have a trading bot that basically sells here and buys here. It's kind of wild, isn't it? I kind of want to show you guys that bot, but it's on my laptop, so I can't get it. Whole market going to test and dump one more time at least. No hype. I think you're aligned to my view, my thoughts, in my opinion. Best AI playing crypto right now is Venice VVV. Is it? Who says it is, bro? Who says it is? You? Fair play to you. Fair play to you. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, do so. Also, if you haven't hit the follow button on TikTok, you're missing out. Definitely hit that follow button. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, giving a bit of your time up to come and hang out with me, talking all things cryptocurrency. I mean, look at BTC right now. It is on the move right now. Let's go into the 1 hour chart. It's kind of crazy to look at this. BTC may be heading to retest this upper range right now. Pretty interesting. Hi, sir. Saeed, the man. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Don't know why people stock up on tissue when you had to. Well, I mean, that's true. Yeah, I think you have said that before, in fairness. Just truck a toilet roll. Mouse is like outside trying to sell half-price toilet roll. Yeah, I mean, BTC looking pretty strong right now. Looking pretty strong, which is kind of crazy to think about. What does tomorrow bring? Well, we can bring the futures prices up, and let's get a bit of a vibe check here. Fear is driving US markets. Apparently, you have overall, man, bullishness, by the way. Look at that. The S&P up, NASDAQ up, the VIX showing increased volatility. The Russell 2000, probably a good indicator for Bitcoin, is up about 0.9. What else have you got? So we have PMI manufacturing. Oh, we got that, didn't we, today? Yeah. We got the services one coming up. Anything tomorrow on the economic calendar? Motor vehicle sales, North America. Okay, no one cares about that. A little bit on Wednesday. So we have PMI corporate ADP employment data. Ooh, that could be interesting. I mean, if it comes in, by the way, previous 22,000 expectation is 43. That actually might be kind of all right. That would show that you've got 43,000 people back into row. Pretty crazy. ETFs, cryptos, Bitcoin. We know where we are. Currencies look pretty solid. The bonds market looks like it's going to move up as well. So markets right now pricing in, I mean, favorably. Don't forget, it's a long way till US market opens, but yeah, interesting. Interesting indeed. NASDAQ and the S&P just had their worst month since March. Here's how to navigate the shift. What does that say? Tech stocks aren't carrying the market like they used to, but investors can protect their portfolios during the volatility. After years of powering the market and promise of revolutionary products, tech and AI stocks have hit the lull. It's been 4 months since tech-heavy NASDAQ composite hit a record high. The S&P and the NASDAQ each just posted their worst month since March. Okay. Okay, there you go. Now, one of the other things that I'm seeing a lot of, and let's just close some of these windows out just so we can take a look, is the CME futures is starting to print some pretty big numbers, which is telling us that if you have big CME futures, you've got some pretty big investors, particularly institutional investors, starting to buy. So you can see a little bit of a tick up here on, can we go a little bit nearer? Oh, we can. We go to the 4 hour chart. Oh, look at this. Great news. I know TikTok, you can't see it, so I apologize. But yeah, so you got an uptick here in CME futures. So BTC price and the CME futures, which is kind of interesting because they kind of do correlate. So whenever you get CME futures going up, we are sort of seeing it. So you can see here that longs were up, commercial, which probably we need to see. So these investors use futures markets to hedge risk. Actually seeing an uptick here, which is kind of interesting. So we need to kind of see what that does over the course of the next couple of days. But big uptick here. Institutional buyers are coming in right now. Big, which is wild. This is wild, isn't it? But you always know what happens when the institutions buy. They're always looking for a point to dump on your head. Be mindful, okay? Be mindful. My view, anyway. Just my view. My little humble view here on the channel. Crypto finished. If the war is continuing to hope. Zach, really? I mean, how can you say that? The price is up 6% today, and it's been the worst day in terms of the war. Don't forget, you had 3 US troops killed. You had some US hardware shot down. You had an RAF base attacked. You had did the Burj Khalifa get attacked? Or one of them anyway. Some like hotel, the mall, like they bombed the shit out of everything. I think that like UAE's like stopped like 500 rockets. The price of Bitcoin's gone up 6%. Interesting. What is protocol on sale of Bitcoin? What? What is protocol on sale of Bitcoin? I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what you mean by that. What is the protocol on sale for Bitcoin? No. No, I can't help you on that question. You have to rephrase it. I don't really know what that means. Unless anyone knows what it is. One sheet. One sheet. Wall Street says short covering in overall. I mean, look, I said last night, I was kind of bearish on the market. I thought the market was going to push down. How wrong I was. The market skyrocketed. But again, I still believe it's all down to ISM, and I think people are FOMOing into this, and they probably shouldn't be. But hey, look, as in your agent. No, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? KC, do you have any idea? Does anyone have any ideas what that means? So you said, what is protocol on sale of Bitcoin as in your agent? As in, are you asking where to buy Bitcoin? Are you relating to kind of some of the exchange partners I have? Is that what you're relating to? Like, where do you buy it? Where do you trade it? Is that kind of what you're asking? Maybe that's what you're asking. Peter was to play in the Worlds. Because you guys, are you guys talking about when selling? I mean, I'm not selling yet. Not at all. I mean, we're nearly at the bottom. Like, if you haven't sold already, then it's probably not worth it, in my opinion. Look at this. Breaking global gold funds posted 6.2 billion in inflows last week, the third consecutive weekly into year-to-date. Gold funds have attracted a record 148 billion in annualized inflows. In other words, the pace investors will pour money into capital gold funds than anything else. That is absolutely crazy. Think about that. Think about that. I'm just chilling, not selling or buying. No, me neither. Me neither. Yeah, look at that. Gold fund flows. Holy crap. That's insane. That's insane. So we've already surpassed 2025 by $50 billion, and we're in March of 2026. What? Bro? It's pretty wild. Pretty wild, if you ask me. Okay. Good. Time we on. Oh my God, 53. Do you know last night's live stream seemed to take forever? That isn't you guys, by the way, but obviously I didn't feel very well at all last night, and it was like a proper battle to get through that live stream last night. Tonight, I feel like I only started 10 minutes ago, and it's like 55. Like, what the hell's going on? Where did the time fly? I don't know. Weirdly, we've got the AI summarizer bot back on TikTok as well, so shout out to those guys. As long as you don't wipe your bum with chocolate bars, you'll be fine. I mean, I don't know where you guys have gone with this conversation, but you have lost me entirely. So, let's bring it right back to what's going on here in the price of BTC. So, futures look like they're going to open reasonably well. BTC futures do look like they're going to be... Sorry, BTC futures look like they are going to open reasonably well. CME futures actually look okay. And actually, in terms of CME gap that I know some people like, it kind of feels all right, really. We haven't really got a big old wickerino here on the CME futures market. So it's like, all right, cool. Let's see what that in stablecoin dumping, BTC dominance up, ETH dominance up. You've got, interestingly enough, the Federal Reserve balance is plummeting. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? And has been now for a while. That's down 5%, $49 billion. Just got wiped off the Federal Reserve balance sheet. What are they selling? Why is the Federal Reserve balance sheet down so much? That's interesting. Quantitative. No, we stopped that. Why is it? I wonder why it's dumped. Interesting. Fed is adding 20 billion a month to the balance sheet. No, they're not. I don't know. More BTC? I mean, maybe. I mean, it may be fluctuations in I don't know, bond markets or whatever it is. But yeah, kind of interesting, isn't it? Kind of interesting. We can go to the, let's go to the Fed Reserve website and have a look and see what's going on over here. I don't know if we can actually bring it up specifically, but here we go. What's this? What is this? The securities holding and transactions for, I'm assuming the Federal Reserve, right? Source of this data is a Treasury International Capital System. Okay, so, oh no, that's showing us what other countries have. Okay, we don't really care about that. Okay. All right, maybe one to look out for tomorrow, but interesting, it's down 5.6%. That is an interesting statistic. Fed goes down 5%, BTC goes up 5%. I mean, maybe they've been buying like crazy people. Jerome Powell's like, buy some more Bitcoin, please. I mean, people are saying that the Fed Reserve balance sheet is expanding, but that doesn't look like it, does it? Doesn't look like it. I mean, liabilities and capital liabilities. So I guess this could be old treasury bonds, maybe old mortgage-backed securities, maybe. I mean, again, I'm not super up to speed with it all, but yeah. And then 100 XRP will do people well if they just hold long enough. No Hype knows what's up. I remember Snickers being called a marathon when using a kit. Oh, mate, Tomato Pete, that means you're probably about as old as I am. Bro, I remember when a Freddo bar was 10p and a fudge bar was 15p. They're about £3 now. Honestly. The main thing I've learned about making profit is just to hold. Betamax, you got it. That's why, you know, look, that's why we've said a number of times. It's like, well, look, you either got out, and if you didn't, actually, it's like, well, as long as you're holding decent amount, then why stress it? Why stress it? That's my personal opinion. Like I said, might be wrong, but just my my humble opiniano. So, yeah. Don't forget, by the way, if you haven't already hit the like button or hit the subscribe button, do so. We're here every single day, by the way. 6 days a week, breaking the markets down, keeping you guys locked in. Interesting enough, actually, this, obviously, Saturday was pretty tasty, wasn't it? My missus was like, are you streaming tonight? And I was like, no, I don't think so. She was like, what do you mean? Have you seen the world? The world's going to complete shit. You should be streaming tonight. And I was like, nah, I'm too tired. Chocolate bars were a lot bigger. Oh, mate. Absolutely. I think tomorrow's around 70 years old, though. Oh, nowhere. Not enough for me to retire, but enough I can work for myself doing something. Oh, mate, that's where I want to get to this year. Honestly, I know I keep saying this. Innovative, what's going on, buddy? I know I keep saying this, but it really is my, like, yeah, it really is. Just, I want to make it work this year. I just want to get into a place where I just be like, right, I can just do this. You know, I don't just mean sit and talk about live streams. Like, I mean, genuinely getting plugged into markets, finding innovative things that we can do, like developing stuff or building some new AI, like, I don't know, doing some crazy stuff. So, yeah. I'm still looking for people, by the way. If you can code Python, Curtis, I don't know if you ever got a chance to speak to your mate, but if you can code Python, I want to speak to you. That'd be cool because I want to do something for Wrecked Rabbit, and we'll talk about that. And also, I probably want a new website building. And I'm not very good at websites. And I don't want to build some shitty, like, go to Weex.com, whatever it is, and just, I can't be bothered, right? I don't have time. But I want to build a cool website that's, like, basically somewhere people can land. It's got, like, the ability to access, like, the private training group, which you, like, can do all the, you know, all that kind of stuff that, like, other people have got. So I want to get that done. Has my latest content. Like I said, I'm getting the link tree dialed in. That just makes life easier. So if you're on TikTok, for example, you can go to my bio, and you can just click the link tree, and it's going to take you directly to my link tree, and that's going to have all the access there, which is going to be cool. So yeah, you should check it out. You should check it out. Where did I put it? I might have put it on. I might have put it here, actually. Oh, I did. Oh, man. I'm super bullish. Here we go. Look. Here we go. Look. Yeah. We're bullish. There you go. So here's my link tree. Look. So again, you can see here, like, it has all my latest content on it. It's got a click here so you can get to the latest alpha trading group, by the way, if you want to get involved. Oh, there you go. Look. There you go. Bro, get in. So again, you can join here. Look. You can join here if you want to get access to that. And it's got all our, like, it's got the TikTok accounts, all of the trading exchanges if you want to use that, and also the free Discord as well. This takes you directly to the Discord where you can sign up as well. So yeah, but obviously we're going to build this out. Loads more stuff's going to come onto it. So yeah, if you're interested, then go for it. No, I just need the money to work for me after I come up. That's true. Banana Republic, can you, yeah, if you can, then can you, I don't know if you can access Telegram or send me a message on X or something. I'd love to talk to you about doing something for me, which would be cool. But yeah, so if you can, like, or hit me an email up, which is info@2bitcrypto.co.uk or business@2bitcrypto.co.uk. One of those two, which would be cool. So yeah, do that. That'd be great, by the way. But you can get access to all of these. Like I said, if you haven't already checked out Weex.com, you should definitely check this out, by the way. We got a pretty insane offer for you guys. It's where I was doing the trading that I showed you guys the other day as well. So come over here. You can get signed up. There is some insane sign-up bonuses, trade bonuses. It's a great exchange, by the way. I showed you guys this the other day, didn't I? So you definitely should check this out. It's in the Discord. It's on the link tree. In fact, I'm gonna post the link tree in here, by the way, so you can check it out there. All right. It's also in the description. So TikTok, by the way, make sure that you are checking that out as well. So you can just click on it and you can head over there. We're going to be hooking some sort of giveaway or something up soon with the team over at Weex. So definitely check that out. All right. Definitely worthwhile for sure. And you've got a couple of other exchanges over there as well. But yeah, so if you wanted to get access to the free Discord, that's on there as well. And like I said, the premium Discord, the premium trade group where you've got trade alerts, you've got, man, what is in there right now? Trade alerts, trade signals, 2 of our trade bots in there, all of our training materials that you get for free for signing up as well. I mean, it's literally the most insane value you could ever ask for in your entire life, all right? Don't believe me? I know I shill this a little bit, but it's good to shill this. Where is it? Where is it? So if you're not sure or you've never seen it before, by the way, here's the free Discord. So obviously this is the free bit. You can just get in the general chit chat with everybody else. If you get a channel membership or you join, you can get into access to here. So we do chart requests, which is again, the bots that can bring up any TA. They can look at DeFi projects. They can look at anything that's going on. Simply type, so for example, I want some TA and I want it on BTC right now. I'll press enter. You guys have seen this before. If you're brand new to the channel, you may not have done. It's going to bring up what's going on with it. Give me an idea as to what I want to do. I can then just simply click chart and it's going to bring me the chart of BTC up as well. So you get it all there in the Discord. You can access it on your mobile phone. You can then expand it, take a look and see what's going on. You also then get alpha calls and DeFi plays. You get full trade signals again that we were posting here. These come in as and when we see market moves, any VC opportunities that come through, and our full learn to trade guides. So you get trading indicators, PDF, trade strategies. You also get how to trade the 20-day EMA and more recently, our charts analysis stuff. This breaks down some key patterns, again, that you can use to trade these markets all for free. Jesus. Unbelievable freaking value, if you ask me. So definitely worth checking it out. Definitely worth checking out. Being born in the 50s makes you, 70. Are you still trying to work out Tomato Pete's age? What are you guys doing? Which should pump crypto? It could also be falling because Trump is... I mean, it's holding up at 69,500. So, yeah, interesting. Interesting, if you ask me. Right. I shorted gold today, 5,200 TP. Not sure if it's a good idea. You shorted gold? Why? Why did you short gold? I mean, in fairness, it did dump at market open. But, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty wild... It's a pretty wild trade, that. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, that is absolutely wild. Fair play to you if you've shorted gold on that, but I mean, in fairness, I'm saying that like I'm some sort of guru, and I'm not, by the way, at all. In fairness, it's probably not the craziest short in the world, but it's a risky short. I think that's fair to say. It's definitely a risky short because actually you're hedging against people that are going to flock to a safer asset, which will be gold. So, worth being prepared to probably move quite quickly on that one. Just my opinion, by the way. The green figure depart picking made me think. If you're in the 50s, what are you guys talking about? Okay. So, with that, is there anything else we need to cover off here on the channel? I don't know if we do. BTC is, I mean, it's definitely volatile right now, and it's definitely struggling at this upper range, isn't it? Definitely struggling at this upper range. I mean, if you went short-term 30-minute, where do we sort of see, 68,934? If we lost 69, if we lose that, then yeah, that could be pretty painful on the fib. 786, 69 flat. So watch out. The dip below that could see us come lower. What's interesting is the 20-day EMA is going to come up and meet it. So interesting, if you ask me. Interesting indeed, Charles. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Oh, bro, come on, noobster. Noobster. It's so annoying. You guys are just looking at a blank screen. It's because I look down here on the screen and I pause this screen, which is like the thing I have so I can see what's going on in the stream, and it was like I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so look, this 786 Fibonacci, if we were to see BTC push down, so you've got two scenarios I think plays out over the course of the next, little bit, in my opinion, which is, this kind of move to the upside here. This could take us to like 70,000. Could definitely see a retest here at the 70,000. If not, we're probably going to come down, retest 69k. If you lose 69k, then we'll probably end up coming down, retesting the 20s. That's going to come up. I mean, that's probably going to do something like that, isn't it? So, you know, you could be retesting a 68 and a bit of change. You know, could be where we get to. But either way, I think it's going to be pretty spicy as the Iran situation develops. And like I said, outside of Trump giving his statement today, I don't think there's too much going on right now. If I'm honest, I don't see anything specific. So, yeah. I think it's worthwhile just keeping close to that. I think it's definitely going to be one that's going to play out broadly in the market. But like I said, what's wild is the fact that BTC's moved today and it literally doesn't care. It literally simply does not care the price of BTC. Sorry, the whole Iran thing's kind of going on. So, yeah. We will see, I guess. We will see. We should all arrange to meet in a pub and try and guess it. Oh, mate, I'd be 100%. We did that. I have actually met someone from the live stream. I went and met Crypto J. Went to his house, went for lunch. It was kind of cool. I'm definitely down for meeting people, 100%. I want to do one of these Bitcoin conferences, though. Like, I want to go and do, like, the one in Vegas and just get a badge that's like 2-bit crypto influencer. Oh, dear. I mean, that'd be the thing. Everyone could turn up and everyone would be like, I wonder who 2-bit is. I wonder who 2-bit is. Like, because we all don't know each other, do we? Imagine that. It's going to be cool. So BTC's going down or still pump. What do you think? I think that it's struggling right now at around 69,500. So my view, by the way, is if you see a push to around 70,000 and it can hold, then yeah, we might see a little bit more upside. 78k could be the next big move for a big liquidity zone, which would be pretty wild, but it wouldn't be crazy. Nick says, please, I want to learn. Nick, click the link tree, join the Discord. If you want to join the premium trade group, by the way, grab that as well, because that gives you a little bit more access to our bots, trade groups, our trade signals, and everything else, right? Check it out for sure. But you can just join the free Discord, and that is as good. Well, it's not as good. I'm lying to you, but it's you know, there's some good people in there for sure. Paul in Oregon, who's in DC? No, mate, UK. I'm in God's own county. Remember, God made the world, and then He made Yorkshire, and that's where I live. So, good. All right, let's close that down. Let's close whatever J.K. Rowling was saying, which is kind of wild. And yeah, keep an eye on BTC. That's my view. I think, look, push to the upside. If we break 70, might be spicy tomorrow. Definitely might be spicy. If we don't, then, you know, my opinion is, yeah, we're probably going to see a push down here in the markets to retest these lower ranges. So, yeah, keep your eye out for it for sure. Keep your eye out for it, sure. You'll notice me, I haven't bought God 37. You're arseless chaps. No, Hive says, hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm a tall, short, fat, thin guy. Mouse, that's what's up, yeah. Evening, yo, what's happened to Jim Carrey? What has happened to Jim Carrey? I don't know anything that's happened to Jim Carrey. What's happened? The Jim Carrey's Rep and Caesar Awards chief response to rumors about worked on his speech in French for months amid clone conspiracies. Oh my God. I love the clone conspiracies. They've cloned him. He's not the real Jim Carrey. This visit has been planned since summer. I mean, he looks wild. Look at this. Holy shit. Is this really what Jim Carrey looks like right now? Man, he looks like... I mean, he literally looks like the mask. That's wild. Why? I just don't understand why they do it, personally. I mean, I know that showbiz must be stressful, but it's like, why? People, like, know what you look like. They know what your face is. Like, don't change it. Don't change... I won't change it, everybody. This will be what I look like now for the next about 100 years. Just let you know. Anyway. Swiftcoin, let's have a look. Dead quick before we go. Swiftcoin down about 0.5% here on the dailies. Nothing too crazy. I mean, most things are just most things are just consolidating right now, which is kind of wild. Although when we looked at that, the total, you know, the others, which is everything minus Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, is actually down more than most. So yeah, it's kind of holding up all right, really. You could argue it's in a decline. You could argue here on the daily candles that it is kind of pushing down here. You know, maybe sort of getting a pennant form there. Bounce here, maybe wicking back up, might get a breakout to the upside if the market continues with us, but yeah, just my opinion. I mean, you know, there's a couple of down. Jasmine, for example, is crawling its way back up. The one to watch, I think personally, is kind of what happens here in the meme coin market. So there's not tons of volume going on. Again, worth noting here, we're not seeing any big spikes in volume. It's a pretty flat volume trading day, for example. So, this move is very, in my opinion, coordinated, which is why I think, this may have some broader market push down sooner rather than later. So, yeah. We can all hang in the metaverse. I mean, does anyone even care about the metaverse anymore? Is that even a thing? Who knows? Who knows? Right, everybody, that does take us to an hour and 20 minutes. Remember, all I would say is, if I didn't have to do a 9-to-5 job, I'd do this all the time. But I've got to go and prep for a presentation I've got tomorrow, which is going to be great. And I totally forgot that I had to prep for it. So I'm now going to have to prep for it, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, that's just the world, unfortunately, that we live in. But we'll be back tomorrow night. As always, bringing you the latest and greatest in the crypto markets, breaking down the latest news, understanding what's going on in the charts, and trying to keep you guys plugged in, as well as doing the right thing. So watch out for US market opens. Watch out for Asia. Looks like it's going to be pretty reasonable. And this move in the market, 5.5%, generally does see us on a push down tomorrow. Break above 70 might be tasty. A break down below 68.8 could signal that, look, we're probably going to head down to retest the 20-day MA and then maybe even back down into that channel around 66 and a bit of change. So until tomorrow, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, check out that link tree, join the Discord, get involved, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. As always, thank you so much, everybody. You set of legends. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.